as long as it's not raining. We just had we have a tropical storm Hillary. It's usually good weather for cycling in Southern California. If you live near Disneyland like I do, or stay in a hotel along Harbor Boulevard, cycling sounds like a good idea since it is a couple miles away at most. But how safe is it? Where to park and where to put your helmet while at the parks? Also for all the new updates as well as with Halloween approaching. At the hotel I work at, I get consistent phone calls about guests and about the Anaheim resort area before booking their reservation. For this case, about cycling as well. Such in this case, is this area safe for cycling? Are there bike lanes? Are there any bike rental companies? Is the area safe for cycling? Which is tied to the bike infrastructure, which Anaheim barely has any, let alone not very safe at all. There aren't any bike rental shops in the area due to the poor infrastructure there. So pretty much there you have to take the Anaheim Resort Transportation bus, or just walk, or take your car and park and pay $30 for parking. But we went to see what the bike infrastructure was like in poor parking, and for that case on there. So for that, I brought along my trusty foldable bike and strapped my GoPro on the handlebars to find out. But for more details, that will be on the next video for there. But for bike parking, it is in downtown Disney, next to the former ESPN Zone, which you just have to go through the security checkpoints and make sure that everything is good to go for your bags. Pixar. So from there, you just go from the security checkpoint from Tiana Palace parking garage walkway into downtown shops and restaurant parking, and make sure to bring your bike walk to lock it up. But you can also bring kick scooters as well, but optionally with U-lock on there, so it won't go over the handlebars. For safety while using wheel device, you should always wear a helmet. But where do you want to put it while you're in the parks? You can put it in a locker, clip it onto your backpack like I did, or what's not recommended, not wear a helmet at all. Lockers are located in the parks during operation hours, and while the Esplanade Plaza between Disneyland and California Adventure, it is open for there, but during later in the days, but towards the overnights, they do clean them out. But if you don't want to pay, I don't want to pay the additional cost for renting a locker, especially since it was only there for a few hours to check on for the updates on there. So I just fastened my helmet to my backpack's hook loop, and it was good to go, which is okayed by cast members. I just need to be aware on where my helmet is swinging while walking. At Disneyland, reservations were wide open. However, it was Tuesday, August 22nd, which was still 2 weeks before Labor Day. However, most school districts started already or soon to start. And especially with the Magic Key openings for SoCal resident and Enchanted passes, blackout dates are now open. Disneyland was packed with people, especially with school-aged children and college students getting ready for last taste of summer before school started. Wait times were through the roof and due to the summer surge, as by 11 a.m., lines kept growing for Pirates of the Caribbean as cast members kept extending the queue. When the line for Winnie the Pooh usually is between 5 to 10 minutes, as it's dark ride they can load and unload quickly. However, it was 30 minutes, so that's the other deal for me for not going on any attractions. And especially for single rider lines, especially for Matterhorn, it was really long, and I did not have time for that on there, since I was there just to check out some updates there. In Adventureland, for the Adventureland Tree House, inspired by Swiss Family Robinson movie, the scrims were down and plenty of exterior work was being done, with completion gonna meet into next year. And then also Haunted Mansion Holiday Overlay was in the works from the 15th to the 31st of August. So it should be for September, should be open thereafter. Now for Tiana, Tiana's Palace was announced to be open on September 8th with the steeple of the new restaurant resembling Steamboat Wheelhouse, like the Mark Twain Riverboat, featuring Creole cuisine. Tiana's Bayou Adventure is coming along well with plenty of exterior work being done as well and expected to open next year. To help reconnect to my also make sure to slow down and take in the atmosphere of the parks. For example, in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I saw stormtroopers interrogate a little kid in a stroller in all good fun, but of course the kid didn't know and seemed a bit confused. In Fantasyland, I watched Dumbos fly around and realized that the OC Fair, that for the fair carnival operator, got away with a similar attraction of flying Jumbo, not Dumbo. J instead of a D. Come on, how'd they get away with that? Especially they're 10 miles away, but whatever. Then I went to walkway between Autopia and the Matterhorn, where you can hear the lawnmower engine of the Autopia cars and the roars of Harold the Abominable Snowman and the snow sound effects, which was soothing and a sound clash they can only hear at Disneyland. After taking the video of Autopia and Matterhorn, it was noon and it was time to place my mobile order for lunch. However, I tried to place my mobile order and it kept getting infinite loop of not placing my order, possibly due to getting too many orders for lunchtime. The lines were long for the Galactic Grill, Alien Pizza Plant, and pretty much all the other restaurants due to high volume of guests. But it was just easier just do Plan B, which in this case was just get seasonal items from the snack carts, especially since I like the pretzels, so just want to do seasonal items for pretzels, and it just helped me fill me up, especially since I was cycling, so it worked out for that case on there. Chai Spice Churro with a side of coffee cream, which was really good with the sweetness of the cream to it, and especially the chai spices complemented the cinnamon sugar. The pretzel for the pretzel was a cream cheese filled a pretzel topped with walnuts and diced peaches and dipped in buttercream sauce before it was topped with the walnuts and peaches. The mix of flavors and textures made it delicious and very interesting. So it was pretty good and surprisingly filling, so premium gummies pretty much throughout the rest of the day, surprisingly. To sit, there weren't any spaces at all, so I just sat at a planter ledge and just ate there. After eating, I got Starbucks and cold brew coffee at the market house, where they also put like Disney guide maps in the coffee condiment holder for some reason, so I guess that's fine. Well, I guess might as well put something of use for the condiment holders, I guess. So now I went to California Adventure. Outside the turnstiles, I just realized the decoration above the turnstiles for the 100th anniversary for the Walt Disney Company has been taken down in favor of the upcoming Halloween season, especially California Adventure hosting the Halloween party of Oogie Boogie Bash, starting in September on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, which I will be going to one of those as well, but I think it was like later September, I think it was, or October, but I'll double check the dates for there. And Disney's California Adventure along Buena Vista Street, the 100th anniversary celebration banners were still up, but might be coming down soon maybe, as there was like still Halloween street lamp decorations up in the parade along the parade corridor right now. Halloween merchandise is also up in full display as well in the Licensing Company, and I'm sure that with several other stores as well. Next to Pacific Wharf, which was in the process of becoming San Fransokyo Square, a shopping and dining area inspired by Big Hero 6 movies and TV series. At the moment, most of the exterior work was done and was completed, and the San Francisco Bridge was in the final phases of suspension. The meet and greet areas and shops won't be open until opening day on August 31st. The conversion of Pacific Wharf Cafe won't be fully complete until August 31st as well to become On Cast Cafe. However, Rita's Blenders is now Rita's Turbine Blenders, as now there is a koi fish windsock shaped wind turbine on top of the building. In Cars Land, Radiator Springs Racers getting some much tender love and care, as the attraction had had a major refurbishment in a while. Parts can break down over time if not properly maintained or replaced due to being used day in and day out. Hollywood Land, Rogers the Musical did not get renewed for another season, ending its run on August 31st. It was a good thing I saw it when I did last time when I was here. After that, due to need to run additional errands and a huge queue for the attractions, I decided to start heading out to get my bike at downtown Disney. At the main plaza ticket booths, guests were still buying the park tickets and reservations for the day at 2:20 p.m. But you can still get 8 hours there if you want to do so. If you want to get to like midnight if you want to. At downtown Disney, progress was coming along to new construction as well. The former Catal and Yuva Bar is to be Santo Rico, Spencer's for Central, and Paseo Lounge, Spanish for Walk, respectively, are getting worked on there. Walls are being taken out and rebuilt for Santo Rico, and then steel beams were being welded together at Fort Paseo. At the former AMC Theater, Din Tai Fung and a couple other to-be-announced tenants are getting structures built right now. At the former ESPN Zone, facade work is being done right now on the exterior of the building, and the walkway is being resurfaced. Time to unlock my bike and head out and to run additional errands. Coming up in the next episode of Ansel Travel, what's the bike infrastructure like here in Anaheim? If you're not an experienced cyclist, stick to the sidewalks, or just take the bus.